Welcome, friends. Today we are looking at patience, hope, and kindness. Let us take 3 deep breaths and settle as we come together for our chalice lighting. We light our chalice in gratitude for the joy we experience when we come together, the insights we receive from one another, the challenges we encourage one another to meet, and the satisfaction we receive from listening to one another and sharing our ideas and beliefs. Welcome, friends and fellow travellers on this path of Unitarian exploration. Within our group this morning, I welcome those who identify as LGBTQ+I and to our global ethnic majority friends. I welcome those with disabilities, both hidden and visible. I welcome anyone who might be feeling a little sad or lost or lonely this morning, or to those who feel nervous for what lies ahead today. I invite you to just be as we explore together patience, hope, and kindness based on the poem Peace Visited Me by Tahila Hunter. The first 2 stanzas of this poem are read by Lois, a member here at Westgate Unitarian Chapel.
Patience visited me, and it reminded me that good things take time to come to fruition and grow slowly with stability. Peace visited me, and it reminded me that better times lay ahead, and it would always be there to guide and uplift me.
Let's take a little time to think and feel our response to those words as we listen to this short piece of music. Consider your own relationship with patience and peace, and situations when they are needed. Think about this. Did you ask for patience and peace when those situations arose, or did you see it as an opportunity to be patient and peaceful? There is an iconic scene in Evan Almighty, just a family film, where the Morgan Freeman character Almighty appears to the Joan character, which illustrates this beautifully, and I'd like to share it with you.
Oh, excuse me, can I get a refill, please?
Coming right up. Excuse me, are you all right?
Yeah. No, it's a long story.
Well, I like stories. I'm considered a bit of a storyteller myself.
My husband? You heard of New York's Noah?
The guy who's building the ark.
That's him.
I love that story. Knowing the ark. You know, a lot of people miss the point of that story. They think it's about God's wrath and anger. They love it when God gets angry.
What is the story about then, the Ark?
Well, I think it's a love story about believing in each other. You know, the animals showed up in pairs. You know, they stood by each other, side by side, just like Noah and his family. Everybody entered the ark side by side.
But my husband says God told him to do it. What do you do with that?
Sounds like an opportunity. Let me ask you something. If someone prays for patience, you think God gives them patience? Or does he give them the opportunity to be patient? If they prayed for courage, does God give them courage, or does he give them opportunities to be courageous? If someone prayed for the family to be closer, do you think God zaps them with warm, fuzzy feelings? Or does he give them opportunities to love each other? Well, I gotta run. A lot of people to serve. Enjoy.
Gets me every single time. I love it when Joan has that light bulb moment. You can literally see everything opening up for her. Something similar happened to my friend after I posted the entire poem we're looking at today on social media, and with her permission I will share her response with you later. In the meantime, let's hear from Lois again, reading the next two stanzas from Tehillah Hunter's poem. I would invite you to sit quietly with the words afterwards until you hear the singing bowl.
Hope visited me, and it reminded me that better times lay ahead, and it would always be there to guide and uplift me. Humility visited me, and it reminded me that I may achieve not by trying to shrink myself and make myself less, but by focusing on the world and uplifting those around me.
Those two stanzas remind me of snowdrops, the first sign of spring, and for me, a reminder that there needs to be darkness before a dawn. It's part of any journey. They remind me that, like snowdrops which multiply and spread, bringing comfort, that will be my path too. The message about us being a shining light for ourselves and others is found in many cultures and religions. The Bible says in Matthew 5:15, "Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and it giveth light unto all that are in the house." In Hinduism, light symbolizes Brahman, which is a multitude of things including the individual self, different gods, divinity, supreme bliss, divine power, divine quality, any heavenly body, any illumination of the mind, intelligence, brilliance, happiness, wisdom, and knowledge. And as Martin Luther King Jr. said, darkness cannot drive out darkness, only light can do that. Perhaps this is something to think about as we choose how to serve our communities whilst honouring ourselves moving forward. We continue with our poem on the role of kindness, confidence, and focus.
Kindness visited me, and it reminded me to be more gentle, forgiving and compassionate toward myself and those surrounding me. Confidence visited me, and it reminded me to not conceal or suppress my gifts and talents in order to make others feel more comfortable, but to embrace what makes me, me. Focus visited me, and it reminded me that other people's insecurities and judgments about me are not my problem, and I should redirect my attention from others back to me.
Kindness, confidence and focus. Perhaps when the poem talks about other people's insecurities and judgments about you not being your problem, it's inviting us instead to be self-aware rather than selfish, which is a word sometimes used deliberately to make people feel bad for following their own path with passion. There is much to reflect on. I mentioned earlier how the words of this poem affected a friend of mine. We never know the impact our words and deeds are having on others, so I was really grateful when she felt safe enough to reach out and share with me how she felt. She writes, "Thank you for putting up the poem by Tahila Hunter. One way or another not having a great time at the minute, and it reminded me to stop being so hard on myself and forgive myself and love myself. Love it when the universe steps in and brings help from our friends in different ways." Let's listen now to just 1 minute of Christina Aguilera's Beautiful, sung by Isaac and Evelyn, members of Westcott Chapel congregation. And as we listen, I would ask you to think about how you feel about the path you are on. And dear friends, I'd like to invite you to finish the sentence, "I am ... with your own word or words. What are you? I am.
Every day is so wonderful, and suddenly it's hard to breathe. Now and then I get insecure from all the pain. I'm so ashamed. I am beautiful no matter what they say. Words can bring me down. I am beautiful in every single way. Yes, words can bring me down. Oh no. So don't you bring me down today.
This is what I wrote. What did you write? Our poem by Tahila Hunter continues with a stanza about freedom.
Freedom visited me, and it reminded me that no one has control over my mindset, thoughts and well-being but me.
This reminds me so much of the words by John O'Donoghue, who writes about freedom to explore spiritual journeying, which we as a group are doing. So I would like to share with you this reading. A journey can become a sacred thing. Make sure before you go to take the time to bless your going forth, to free your heart of ballast so that the compass of your soul might direct you towards the territories of spirit where you will discover more of your hidden life and the urgencies that deserve to claim you. Friends, as our time comes together, comes to a close together, I'd like to thank you for being you, and to leave you with a joke I got from the Unitarian Universalist website, which seems to embody the entire theme of this gathering. Question: how does a Unitarian walk on water? Answer: she waits until winter. Let us end with the extinguishing of our chalice and a final few words, the last stanza of Tehila's poem. And love visited me, and it reminded me that I need not search for it in others, as it lies within me. Thank you, friends. Go well.